Guys, one of our biggest concerns is a break-in. We leave our home, we have valuables there, we come back and the place has been ransacked, things have been taken, and you just feel violated. We had a break-in a few years ago, and it's just one of those things to where you feel almost helpless. But the concern is real, and you have a 150% chance of having your home broken into in your lifetime. There are between 850 and 900,000 break-ins every year. Now, since 2020, those numbers have declined about 18%. And in 2024, we had 839,000 break-ins, but that's still a lot. Now, there was a recent study done where they talked to a number of different burglars and just asked them, where do they look for things? What are the places that people hide things that they know about? And it's really amazing. In fact, when we had our break-in, there were some places that I thought were very secure, and those were the first places that the burglar went to. So we're going to talk about different places that you think might be a secret that burglars aren't going to think that they do. But we're also going to talk about some remedies and some things you can do to make your items and your home more secure. The average time for a burglar is about 10 minutes. So they're coming in, getting their stuff, and they're going. Doesn't always happen that way though, especially if you're going on vacation. 30% of break-ins happen during the day when you're at work. And you have a 300% more chance of having your home broken into if you don't have a security system. And guys, no one wants their valuables taken, even if the insurance company pays. Now, the master bedroom is typically where they go first because people keep a lot of valuables in the master bedroom. The drawer in your nightstand is one place. I don't have a drawer, but I do have valuables sitting on top. Now, traditionally, people have kept items under their mattress. They feel like it's just hidden, but when we had our break-in, this was one of the first places that they looked. The bed was disheveled, and you could see where the mattress had been moved. Also in chest of drawers, a lot of people take things and they put them back behind maybe your sock drawer, underwear drawer, and this is again a place that is known by thieves where things are being hidden. Now when it comes to closets, that's a big one that they check, and I had some guns put under some t-shirts just like this. In fact, they found it. I had one shoved up in here. It was a Browning high power, and they just happened to look under a stack of shirts. Empty suitcases are definitely a target for thieves. They know that people put things in here because they're not of use when you get back out of a visit out of town, so this is one place that they look. Now this is our medicine cabinet, so this is actually in the kitchen. But if someone opens the door and they start looking, they're going to want to look through here. So if you have some kind of valuables hidden back behind here. Bathroom seems to be a safe place, but under the tank, they'll actually look to see if there's anything taped to the tank. One place that a lot of people do hide, especially their cash, is a freezer. And they'll put it in a freezer bag and they'll stick it in the back. This is one place as well that thieves know that people hide things in their freezer. Vases with flowers, a lot of times people will put things down into a vase, they'll put dried flowers in it and think that that is a secure place. Cookie jars or any kind of canisters, even regular jars. A lot of people put valuables under furniture. You think that it's hidden, that it's out of the way. The only thing we have hidden are our dog's toys. That can also include under shelves or even entertainment centers if there's a place or a space underneath. Which again, any kind of decorative canister is just a great place you think to slip some cash in there and hide it, but this is a place. Even small little pottery items and small things like this. And books, a lot of times people have hidden compartments, they put things in them and they can look at those as well, especially if it says higher power and then you have a gun in here. But these are better to me than canisters, but if you have a lot of books, it might be fine, but this is definitely a vulnerable place. Of course, liquor cabinets, some people are going to just want the liquor, especially young kids, but also people tend to hide funds or money in a liquor cabinet. One place that thieves go to right away is any kind of office desk. They'll look and check the different drawers. A lot of times there are valuables in there and people tend to hide them. Now, a lot of times we put important papers in little portable lock boxes like this. This is also fireproof, but this is something that they will grab. And of course, because it's portable, makes it easy to take off. Definitely a better option is a wall safe or something that's hidden. but this sitting out would definitely be picked up and taken. Then what's visible from the outside, you don't want to leave valuables sitting out. Not typically an AR-15 on a table, but you get the drift. Now a lot of times you get like new TVs or different electronics or things, and it's too big for your trash can, so you just set them to the side, and that's just a billboard saying we just got a brand new TV. Now that we've looked through some areas that thieves do typically look, let's look at some other options on how to keep your home more secure and a few hiding places as well. Whatever security system you're using, having signs definitely is a deterrent, and right here where it's very visible, anybody coming onto the property. Placing signs about your surveillance does help. And this just gives them a fair warning that you are watching. Now, one tool that we love for security is our driveway alarm. It's solar powered. We've had this thing for probably 5 years or so, and it just works. You can see I've got some mesh around it because the cats get on it and want to push down on it. So I just set it up that way. One thing about the driveway alarm is it would go off and it has a chime inside, but the problem was you couldn't really see. And I had flashlights and night vision, and I was trying a bunch of different things. And then just realized that a good motion sensing light that is also solar powered, it would just be a great option. And this puts out a heck of a lot of light. So as soon as our driveway alarm goes off, the light comes on. We can see what's right out there. And again, this is probably one of the best investments we've made, except for the security system, for our home security. And what's really cool is the dogs know exactly where to look when this alarm goes off. Now, cameras like this Ring, you have apps on your phone. It makes it really simple to install. But if you want to go with a standard camera system, you can do that as well. The more layers you have, the more secure. We definitely have a number of layers. And if the first one doesn't get you, the second one will. And having cameras and alarms right at your door, outbuildings, things like that. Anything that has valuables in it that you don't want broken into. Now, motion sensing spotlights all around. This one is at my shop. I have another one on the other end. And also at the house, we have those motion sensing spotlights. As soon as they hit those lights and they come on, they know that they've been detected. So to me, that is one of the easiest ways, is just to install some lighting, because guys, light is your #1 security tool. And having our security system where we can get in and out, we can set this, we can even customize it and really make this effective. But this is definitely a big deterrent. And if you have just the system, or you have cameras additionally, and then like for us, we have the Ring system, so we have just layers of security. But that has a lot to do with what I do. But really, if you're trying to protect your valuables, you need to have a security system. Guys, a big safe is definitely a priority. It's something that they're not typically going to be able to get into. They can, and especially the sides can be vulnerable, but they're going to be on a limited time crunch. You want this thing bolted to the floor as well, and we have this reinforced, so it's not really going anywhere. But this is not always an option for all homeowners, or especially if you live in an apartment. Now, to me, one of the best security systems is a good dog, especially inside or even outside if you have a fenced-in area. And of course, he loves to sleep right in front of my gun safes. But Lance is definitely a very protective dog, and so it's just great to have a dog. Plus, he's a good boy. Of course, the one that knows our driveway alarm the best is Felix, and he's our pug. And while he may be small, he's pretty tough, but he is always on the lookout. And again, to be forewarned is to be forearmed, even if it's a small little guy like this. Making sure you keep your doors locked and you have deadbolts, that helps. #1 place they come in is through the door. Again, making sure that your doors are locked. The one thing is they typically come through the door. And making sure that your windows are locked and secure. Now, something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, and this is Secret Furniture. This is a really cool setup. I did a full review on it. It's just a nice little cabinet, and you have drawers that pull out, and very high quality. But if I take this and I have a little latch, I can open this up. Then here in the back, we have valuables. And so this is something that most people are not going to have any idea about. Also, the bottom drawer, when I pull it out, if you hit the latch underneath, there's a secret compartment here in the back. So this is just a way to be able to hide some things. Now we have one of these hidden walls mirrors, and it just fits into the wall, and there's a compartment underneath. It has a little magnet, so I hit this and the latch opens, and then I can hide valuables in here. Of course, firearm, flashlight, whatever. But this just makes it really convenient to keep something hidden, and it's against the wall enough to where you're not necessarily going to be able to tell. Some of the hidden wall type shelves or things, they kind of hang out over the wall, and a lot of people now know about those, but this one's kind of into the wall, so it helps to keep this concealed. And there are some different items that you can hide things in plain sight. This is a Kleenex box, but when you lift this up, it has a compartment underneath. And I think thieves are going to get more and more savvy to this kind of stuff. As long as it looks natural, though, you should be okay. Again, there are things you can hide in plain view. This has a false bottom to it, so we can put firearms in here. It's not necessarily locked. If you have children around, that could be an issue. But this is just one of those places that they're not necessarily going to look. Even false outlets. You can put those in, you can put valuables back in there. It's going to be for small items. But once you get this lined up, and I've got to put the screws in, but it just looks like a standard outlet. And one thing that we've gone to is magnets, and so we can have a firearm. It's not stuck between the cushions of a couch or under a couch. We can take this and put it under a cabinet that's recessed, and no one knows it's there. Well, guys, check out suchgear.com. We have just revamped our website, including monthly giveaways. We also have a weekly newsletter, and we have a lot of merch. So check out suchgear.com. So guys, again, you have a very high probability of having your home broken into at some point in your lifetime. So making sure that you do have your items secure, that you're not using those places that the burglars know about. It'll give you a lot more peace of mind, and it will secure the valuables you have. Nobody wants their home to be broken into. There could be damage, they take the valuables, and you just feel violated. So I think doing these few things could really help to secure your items even more effectively. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Of your home being breaking into. Or you can put other valuables in here. I don't want to say that, that just sounds goofwad. It really was one of those things that just kind of makes you feel like, you're a doo-doo. Guys, make you, chomp. I'm not going to do that.